Hello everyone. Very good afternoon, all of you. Am I audible?
Good
Hope so.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Urmila. Okay. Hope so. I'm audible to everyone. Okay, let's start. I just share my screen. Is it visible? Hmm. Just a minute. Hope so. It's visible for everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thanks for the response, Shivra. Okay. We have covered DML as well as DDL commands. Okay. DDL commands are the create, drop, alter, truncate, okay, as well as the DML commands are the insert, update, delete. Huh? We already covered these commands. These are the basic commands which comes under the DDL as well as the DML. Okay, DDL commands are for the overall design of the database, or you want to create the tables, alter the tables like that. And DML commands are related to the data manipulations. Huh? Any kind of manipulations, inserting the data, updation of the data, you want to delete the some record, then all these comes under the DML commands. Okay, so now let's start with the DCL. We also covered some clauses, distinct clause, order by clause, group by clause, as well as the having clause. Okay, so now let's start the DCL commands. DCL commands are used to enforce the database security, okay, in a multiple database environment. DCL commands are used to enforce database security, data control language. Okay, so to provide the security or to assure the security on a multiple database, we are using the DCL commands. So basically, there are two types of DCL commands which we are using on our database. That is the grant as well as the revoke. Just note down these commands, DCL commands, purpose of the DCL commands, as well as the uh, types of command, that is the grant and revoke. See, and DCL command which controls our database security, overall access. So mostly these commands are accessed by the administrator or the owner of the database. Okay, remember these points. Normal users or engineers can't be able to do the grant or revoke until if he or she has the permission from the administrator. Okay, permission is required from the DBA. Okay, so database administrator or the owner of the database object can provide or remove privilege on a database object. Okay, is that clear? Who will going to access or have that authority or to handle the DCL commands? Mostly DBA or the owner of the database. Okay, let's say these commands. Now, first one, SQL grant command. Okay, as the grant says us that we are granting something, that is, it provides the access or privilege on the database object to the user. SQL grant commands is used to provide access or privilege. Both are the same things on the database objects. Database objects are nothing but it may be a tables, indices, views, which we are storing on our database. Database is collection of relations which are interrelated. We already learned these points. So it means a single database may have the multiple kind of tables which are interrelated. It's also called as a database objects. Okay. So the syntax of the grant command is, see over here, grant privilege name on object name to user name public role name with grant option. This is the syntax. Okay. Here the privilege name is the access right. These are the access rights or privilege granted to the user. Which kind of privilege, which kind of access rights we are going to provide? These are the names of privilege. It may be a select, insert into, like that, alter. These kind of privilege, these kind of access right we are providing, or DBA can provide to the other users. See, if you take any example of any company, in that company, software company may have the team, junior engineer, then lead, as well as the manager. Okay, according to their position, they may have the different kind of authority as well as the privilege, and sometimes manager giving the authority or access right or privilege to the leaders, like that. Means he has authority to give the privilege to other members, like that. In DBA, in database management system, DBA has the authority to give the privilege or access rights to other members within a team. Okay, here the privilege names, it is the access rights or privilege granted to the object. Okay, granted to the user, sorry, not object, user. Okay, then object name is the name of the database object. Object name is the, it is the name of database object. database object कुठले आहेत? टेबल असेल, व्ह्यूज असेल, इंडायसेस असतील, तर हे वेगवेगळे काहींचे डेटाबेस ऑब्जेक्ट आहेत. तुम्हाला यू ऑल नाउ अवेअर अबाउट द टेबल. ठीक आहे, तर दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज द डेटाबेस ऑब्जेक्ट बिकॉज दीज आर द पार्ट ऑफ अवर डेटाबेस. ओके, म्हणजे आपण ग्रांट परमिशन मध्ये प्रिव्हिलेज नेम देतो, म्हणजे कुठल्या टाइपचा ऍक्सेस द्यायचा आहे, कुठल्या टेबलवर द्यायचा आहे आणि कोणत्या युजरला द्यायचा आहे, या तिन्ही गोष्टी आपण प्रोव्हाइड करतो. सिंटॅक्स मध्ये काय काय येतं? प्रिव्हिलेज नेम, ऑब्जेक्ट नेम, इट मे बी अ टेबल, इट मे बी अ व्ह्यू, ओके, एज वेल एज द युजर नेम, की कोणाला आपण हा प्रिव्हिलेज देतोय. ओके, बट be careful while using grant as well as the revoke. Okay, कारण की आपण आपल्या ऑथॉरिटीज डीबीए एज अ दुसऱ्याला देतोय, तर that member should be a much more trusted. Or okay, then the username, username is the name of the user to whom the access right is being granted. Okay, username is the name of the user to whom the access rights is being granted. Public is used to grant the rights to all the users. Okay, with grant options allows users to grant access rights to other users. Okay, just note down the grant command details. Purpose of the grant command, then syntax. Write down in details. Okay, now move to the next, that is the revoke. Okay, SQL revoke command. The revoke command removes user access right or privilege to the database object. The revoke command removes user access rights. आपण काही वेळा परमिशन्स देतो, बट समटाइम्स परत आपण त्यांना आपल्याला ती काढून घ्यायची असेल परमिशन, दॅट इज वी आर रिवोकिंग द परमिशन्स, access rights, then we are using the revoke command. The revoke command removes user access rights or privilege to the database object. The syntax of the revoke command is, see over here, revoke privilege name. Privilege name is nothing but for which kind of privilege you are providing, on object name, that is the table name, or from username. आपण privilege काय दिलेली होती, कुठल्या टेबलवर दिली होती आणि कोणाला दिली होती, तर ती आपण काढून घेतोय आता. तर त्या युजरचं नाव हे आपल्याला द्यावे लागेल. ओके, see over here now the example for the grant as well as the revoke command. The grant, we are providing the privilege, that is the select grant select on employee table to the user 1. This command grant select permission on employee table to user 1. Okay, this command grants a select permission on an employee table to user 1. After some time we want to remove that access rights to the user 1. Just apply revoke, revoke select, we are taking back whatever the permission we are providing to that user, that is the revoke select on employee table, this is the table name, on employee from user 1. This command will revoke a select privilege on employee table. Okay, from user 1. User 1. Okay, please note down the revoke command as well as the example of the grant as well as the revoke command. See, again and again I am telling to you that please do practice of writing the SQL commands. Okay, syntax as well as the example. It's useful for you people only. Just taking a screenshot or just understanding not fulfill for the SQL commands, because you have to follow the syntax. So for that, do writing practice. First of all, understand the query, purpose of the each and every commands, how to use that one. Okay. Are you getting, students? Yes. Now move to the next point, privilege and roles. As we now know, the privileges are nothing but these are the access rights. We are providing the authority to the users, and which is provided by the DBA or the owner. So which kind of privilege we can give to the other users? Privilege defines the access rights provided to the user on a database object. Database objects are nothing but the tables. Okay. There are two types of privilege basically. These are the system privilege or object privilege. Okay. System privilege. This indicate a user to create, alter, or drop database elements. Okay. When you are giving authority related to the DDL commands like create, alter, drops, which will may affect your overall database designing, table designing, or the schema, then these privilege comes under the system privilege. Okay, note down these points. There are two types of privilege. Privilege are nothing but the access rights. These are the system privilege or the object privilege. Okay. This system privilege are the create, alter, drop, which may affect the overall design of the database. Okay. And the object privilege, this allows user to execute, select, insert, delete data from database object to which the privilege apply. Okay. Object privilege means you are going to giving the authority related to the data manipulations. Just select the record, insert new record, delete repeated records, like that. If you are giving these kind of access rights to the specific user, then these privilege called as a object privilege. Okay. Now, roles are the collection of privilege or access rights. When there are many users in a database, it becomes difficult to grant or revoke privilege to the users. See, now roles are the collection of privileges or the access right. These are the privilege. एकापेक्षा जास्त आपण privileges देतोय. तर that is मग एका कॅन्डिडेटचा तो रोल झाला. Okay. Then there are many users in a database. It becomes difficult to grant or revoke privileges to the users. Okay. एकापेक्षा जास्त authority जर आपण usersला द्यायचं असेल, तर that is nothing but the rules. So if we define the roles, it can be automatically grant or revoke the privileges. Okay. Hope so you can understand all the points. Now, is there any doubt? Yes. Up till now, is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thanks for the response. Now, let's see the next language. There are total 4 types of SQL language. This is the 4th one, that is the transaction control language. DDL, DML. After that, we just saw the DCL. The last one is the TCL, transaction control language. DCL controls on the data. Now TCL controls on a transactions. See, डेटाबेस आहे म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये डेटा स्टोअर आहे आणि तो आपण वेल फॉर्मॅट मध्ये स्टोअर करतोय, कारण की आपल्याला जे काही आपण ट्रान्झॅक्शन करणार आहोत, इन्सर्शन, अपडेशन, डिलीट किंवा व्हॉट एव्हर, तुम्ही एन नंबर ऑफ ट्रान्झॅक्शन बँकिंग सिस्टम्स वर करत असता, राईट? गुगल पे थ्रू किंवा ऑनलाईन ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स. तर ते समहाऊ कंट्रोल करायचं काम हे TCL च्या अंडर येतं. दॅट इज द ट्रान्झॅक्शन कंट्रोल लँग्वेज. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, एक रिअल लाईफ एक्झाम्पल घ्यायचं झालं तर तुम्ही ऑनलाईन ट्रान्झॅक्शन करताना काही आउट ऑफ 10,000 मनी तुमच्या अकाउंटला आहेत आणि तुम्ही 2,000 विड्रॉ केले. ओके, तर जो काही तुमचा ट्रान्झॅक्शन झालेला आहे दॅट शुड बी अपडेटेड विदिन अ फ्रॅक्शन ऑफ सेकंड. तो अपडेट झाला पाहिजे. अदरवाईज तुम्ही विड्रॉ करत आहात बट ते अपडेट नाही होत आहे, ऍज इट इज ते ट्रान्झॅक्शन प्रिव्हियस जो डेटा आहे तो तसाच राहतोय. बँक तर लॉस मध्ये जाईल ना मग. तर तसं नको व्हायला, की जे काही झालेलं आहे ते कन्फर्म असावं किंवा परमनंट आहे की टेम्पररी आहे. तर ह्या आपण कमांड थ्रू आपण ते करू शकतो कंट्रोलिंग. किंवा कुठलाही युनिव्हर्सिटी रिलेटेड डेटाबेस घ्या, त्याच्यामध्ये एन नंबर स्टुडंट ऍज अ रेकॉर्ड असतात. त्यांचा जर मोबाईल नंबर काही स्टुडंटचा अपडेट व्हायला पाहिजे आणि तो ऑल ओव्हर डेटाबेस मध्ये व्हायला पाहिजे, लाईक दॅट. The transaction control language can be defined as the portion of the database language used for मेंटेनिंग द कन्सिस्टन्सी. जे मी आता तुम्हाला एक्झाम्पल दिलं की दॅट शुड बी अपडेटेड किंवा कन्सिस्टंट पाहिजे, कारण की एका डेटाबेसच्या मल्टिपल कॉपीज ह्या दुसऱ्या ब्रांचेस मध्ये असतात. तर एका मेन डेटाबेस म्हणजे कुठेही आपला डेटा जर अपडेटेड चेंज झाला तर दॅट शुड बी अपडेटेड. दॅट मीन्स अवर डेटाबेस शुड मेंटेन द कन्सिस्टन्सी. काहीतरी त्यामध्ये सातत्य हवे आहे, अपडेटेड पाहिजे आहे. ओके, of the database and managing the transaction of the database. Now, a set of SQL statements that correlated logically and executed on the data stored in the tables is known as the transactions. There are 3 commands that comes under the TCL, which are those commit, rollback, as well as the save points. Okay, commit, rollback, and save points. Let's see first one, commit command. The main use of the commit command is to make transaction permanent. एखादा आपण काहीतरी अपडेट कमांडने वगैरे डेटा अपडेट करत आहोत, एक्झिस्टिंग डेटा, तर दॅट शुड बी अ परमनंट आहे. तर त्याच्यानंतर जस्ट आपल्याला व्हॉट यू हॅव टू राईट, जस्ट कमिट. इफ देर इज अ नीड ऑफ एनी फॉर एनी transaction to be done in the database, that transaction permanent through the commit command. ओके, आपल्याला जे काही रेकॉर्ड आपण अपडेट केलेले आहे ते आपल्याला परमनंटली आपण अपडेट करत असेल तर जस्ट राईट द कमिट कमांड. By using the above set of instruction, you can update the wrong employee previously and you want to correct it and save it the permanently, then you have to use the commit command. Okay, simply प्रिव्हियस डेटामध्ये आपण काहीतरी परमनंटली चेंजेस करायचे आहे. आधी एम्प्लॉई नेम वेगळा होता आणि तुम्हाला अपडेटेड एम्प्लॉई नेम टाकायचा आहे. आधी मार्गे असेल एम्प्लॉई टेबल मध्ये आणि तुम्हाला जो नंतर संजना पाहिजे आहे त्या रेकॉर्डला, तर just update that one and after that apply the query and commit. The next one is the rollback. Using this command, the database can be restored to the last committed state. Roll back. It's somehow the undo. आपण undo ऑपरेशन बऱ्याच ठिकाणी करतो, तर like that the rollback. Additionally, it used with the save point commands for jumping to the save point in the transaction. Save points काय आहे आपण आता चेक करणारच आहोत, बघणारच आहोत. Okay. Roll back to save point name. Here we are updating the name which was previously Maria, and after Sanjana, and after that we want just roll back. Then we are writing the rollback. This command is used when the user realizes that he or she has updated the wrong information, and just he wants to update by doing undo. Then the previous record gets stored as it is. Okay. It's just like a undo command. तुम्ही काहीतरी ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करते आणि तुम्हाला वाटतं नाही नाही हे चुकीचं आहे, आधीच बरोबर होतं, तर you are doing the undo like that, roll back. Okay, just note down the example. Okay, Sir, please take a screenshot of attendance. Sir, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, taking.
Okay, thank you. The next one is save point. The main use of the save point command is to save the transaction temporarily. See, there are three commands basically: commit, rollback, and save point. See, if you want to do the changes permanently, then we are using after updations or any manipulations commit command. But sometimes you require that changes temporary purpose. Then you can use the save point commands. The main use of the save point commands is to save the transaction temporarily. This is the main difference between the commit as well as the save point. This way users can roll back to the save point whenever it is needed. Okay. See over here now. Save point. There are two syntax. Save point name. Syntax for save point for saving the save point. Then the next one is the rollback to save point name. आपण नंबर ऑफ कमांड्स एक्झिक्यूट करत जात आहोत आणि काही वेळानंतर असं आहे की सम पोर्शन आपल्याला मागे जायचंय. ओके, तर तुम्ही काय करता, एन नंबर ऑफ अंडू 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 करता. बट त्याच्याऐवजी जर तुम्ही सेव्ह पॉइंट्स इथं जर लिहिलेलं असेल तर जेवढे ते 5-6 लाईन्स आहेत त्या सेव्ह पॉइंट पर्यंत तो बॅकला जातो, रोल बॅक होतो तो. Okay, syntax for the rolling back of a save point command is, see, let's see the example. Here ID as well as the name of the student as well as ID is provided. Now we are adding some record over here, only 3 records, 98, 99 and 100. Over here we are just updating the records, we are inserting the records. Insert into class value 101 Rahul as well as the commit. Then update class set name teller where ID is 101. आधी आपण राहुलने केलं, बट परत आपल्याला वाटलं की नाही, आणि मग आपण काय करत आहोत, दुसऱ्या नेमने तो अपडेट करत आहोत आणि मग नंतर सेव्ह पॉइंट ए म्हटलं त्याला. तो 4th रेकॉर्ड आहे तर तो अपडेट झाला टेलरने. देन अगेन 2 रेकॉर्ड्स आपण ऍड केलेले आहेत आणि सेव्ह पॉइंटने सेव्ह केलेले आहेत ते टेम्पररी पर्पज साठी. आणि इफ यू सिलेक्ट द रेकॉर्ड, सिलेक्ट स्टार फ्रॉम क्लास, okay, then your output would be like this. Okay, आधी आपले 3च रेकॉर्ड्स होते. आपण काही ऑपरेशन्स परफॉर्म करून इन्सर्ट इन तर रेकॉर्ड्स ऍड केलेले आहेत. नाउ अगेन वी वॉन्ट टू रोल बॅक टू द सेव्ह पॉइंट बी. इथं रोल बॅक होतं बी पर्यंत, म्हणजे ही जो लास्ट इन्सर्टेड रेकॉर्ड आहे तो आपल्याला नको आहे. तर आपण काय करत आहोत, रोल बॅक टू बी म्हणतोय. तर तो लास्टचा जो रेकॉर्ड आहे 103 वाला, इट विल गेट डिलीटेड. And after select star from class 98, 99, 100, that much only get displayed. तर की आपण रोल बॅक टू बी पर्यंतच आपण बॅक आउट करतोय. ओके. Is there any doubt or may I repeat something? समजतंय ना? See roll
Yes,
back.
ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. See roll back. हे अंडू सारखंच आहे. ओके. जे तुम्ही ऑपरेशन्स करता आणि परत तुम्हाला मागे जायचं आहे, तर जस्ट फॉलो द रोल बॅक, अप्लाय द रोल बॅक ॲज वेल ॲज द फॉलो द सिंटॅक्स. दॅट्स इट. आणि इथे पॉइंट्स, सेव्ह पॉइंट्सने आपण पॉइंट्स क्रिएट करत आहोत, सेव्हिंग पॉइंट्स फॉर अ टेम्पररी पर्पज. सेव्ह पॉइंट ए बी ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करायचं आणि सेव्ह पॉइंट ए म्हणायचं, म्हणजे हे जे अपडेटेड रेकॉर्ड आहे तो टेम्पररी पर्पज साठी आपण अपडेट करत आहोत. दॅट्स इट. ओके. Our meeting will end within a 1 minute. Okay. Is there any doubt? Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Have a great day.